is not revolution. People who are going to vote, we cannot stop them if that is the case, because the revolution is going on. We will try, and that is what we are trying to do here. So we should suspend constitution like Ruto has done. Ruto has actually suspended constitution, and it's showing us his middle finger. That is what he's doing. But what do we have left? Because the judiciary is gone. The IBC is gone. So what do we have left? Civil disobedience is what I advocated for the other day as part of the struggle, to get rid of this guy, civil disobedience. But again, if you look at all this civil disobedience and all this demonstration and revolution, we need to bring in people of the like-mindedness, and we need loyalty. We need to come up with a different movement, different from the space. We need to have something called what makes a revolution successful. We have to look into that. We have to break down real revolution, not revolution on space. We have to break it down. What does it take to go to revolt against someone like Ruto, who has been killing us left, right, and center, who has been jailing, abducting, and doing all those things after suspending the constitution? So we have to get the few people. That's why in one of the spaces I was saying, if we are going revolution way, we must have loyalists, 100 people only, to form this revolution, and we move forward. Okay. Sorry, I think Kali Angoma, your mic is on.
Kali Angombe.
You can go on.
Hi.
Okay. Kaliangoma kidogo Kaliangoma before.
Can you
before you talk, I wanted to talk to this guy of unasema mambo ya vote.
No, ngoja kwanza. Seko ngoja kwanza. Let Kaliangombe tutarudi. Japunje kuna zizi.
Sawa.
Yeah, Kaliangombe, kindly open your mic.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I wonder actually whether Kenyans are ready for the democracy that many people have lost their lives for, or whether because in a democracy, we expect that elected representatives listen to their constituents. The finance bill just showed us that there are times when they could listen. But we take this for granted, and I think Kenyans imagine that a dictator would owe them anything, right? So we keep voting for them. If you look at our country, we voted for Kenyatta, we voted for Moi, we voted for Ruto, and we voted for only one Democrat, and that's Kibaki. I think Uhuru was close, but not there. What we don't know is that the vote we cast for dictators affirms our irrelevance. And yet people think that a strong man owes us anything. A strong man owes us nothing. We get abused, we get used to it. But it seems to me that we love them. How many people, including the Gen Zs now, are ready to fight? Maybe we should reach a point where we say, let's give Kenyans their skunk, right? If Kenyans want Ruto, let them have their Ruto. If not, then we really need to fight for our democratic space and elect the right people. But who are those people? Who are those people that are coming out to show that they actually do believe in democracy? The finance bill, for example, right? It is pushed down our throat. And there are many other decisions that have been pushed down our throat because we elected a strongman. But it seems to me that is what Kenyans want. What else do they want? And are we the majority that want a different rule? Or are we the minority? I think that's the question. I'm posing more of a question than an answer, and I'd like to hear what you guys think about that. Sorry, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Thanks.
Sorry, Kaliangoma, can I respond to you?
Yes, of course.
So according to you, you mean that the people made the wrong decision to select people who they thought were good, but they turned out to be like authoritative people who are not listening to them. And you're asking about what we can do to get rid of them. Basically, according to the Constitution, we can recall them. However, the problem is that there is no IBC, the body that is constituted to take care of the recall, and they know that, so they are dragging the process. So I think that has answered your question. That's why we are talking about revolution as opposed to democracy, because democracy is not working since the constitution is like has been suspended. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
I mean, Kariangombe, before you go, were you talking about the MPs or you were including the president there? Because you cannot recall a president using the IEBC.
All of them. All of them. The whole lot.
Okay, IEBC can never, you can never recall a president to the IEBC. IEBC cannot correct votes. I mean signatures to that. The only thing you can throw President Ruto out of the office if you're using the constitution, it's by the National Assembly, and the National Assembly ameinunua. The MPs that we expect that tunaweza peleka huko wanapeleka motion ya kuimpeach president are the same people that are with him. So the only way we can remove this guy, we had only two options: the National Assembly na ameinunua. The other option is us now going to the street ndio atoke huko atake asitake, because there's no other way. IBC will not help. Even if IBC is right, iko sahi, it will only help in recalling these MPs and whoever. But the president himself, the main problem, labda atolewe na National Assembly na Wakenya. That's it. Another thing I was to tell this guy, I don't know. Taking kuras, yeah, tutachukua kura tutachukua at the right time. But for now, and that's why I'm actually telling people not to join these spaces for politicians, because they will actually be having their own agendas there. Like yesterday, you're having Okiya, Omtatah is having a space, and the topic is he wants to discuss that it's about the new funding model. Yet there are no students there. Hakuna comrades wenye wako hapo to discuss the new funding model. Yet he's there telling people that the only thing inaweza saidia Wakenya pia ni wachukue kura. Kura ni nini? That's a thing we can do even for a week. It's not a big deal. Hata tukichukua kura hakuna IBC. It's there. Tutafanya hiyo. Lakini the main thing is revolution 1111. For us to go for street. Hata kama tutaenda tulale huko, that's the only thing. Taking votes, we are going to take. New registered voters will be there. Many of them. You wait and see in 2027. There's so much people who have never voted and they're going to vote. Watu wenye zalo from 2002 to 2005 will be having their votes there. Those are around 8, I don't know how many millions of people. Very many of them.
Sesko.
Yeah.
What you should understand is, it is not guarantee that we are going to have election in 2027. It is not guarantee. And if William Ruto and all these other bunch of politicians waiting for that 2027, they might be surprised. That election might be next year. It might be 2026. It might be early next year. It might be mid next year. So, kitu ya kwanza is the narrative of these politicians, these opportunists, that they will be coming now and posing a question. Yes, you know, even if we remove William Ruto, and then what? What will follow after that? To me, I'm sorry to use these words. I want to say those are very stupid questions that does not make any sense. Because you want to tell me that if anything happens today to William Ruto, that the country now is dead, that the country now cannot move on. So I don't, when I hear somebody saying that if you remove William, then what? It is very obvious. We remove William Ruto, then we change the country. What are you asking me again, then what? Another thing is, they will be telling you that, oh, you know, the politicians, what they are trying to tell you, but they want to come in different ways. Oh, you need to take votes. What they are telling you in another way, wanajaribu kuambia, you need to have me in mind. You know, Okiya Omtatah, he should be patriotic and he should not be selfish. It is not a must that he become president. He has been in the movement, yes. He's a good person, yes. But it doesn't mean kwamba every good person deserves to be president. You can be good in other areas. Kwanza, that is, let us understand each other for that. In fact, even if you ask me, Okiya Omtatah is good, but is not good as politician. So, these politicians should talk being, taking advantages and being opportunistic. Kama wanataka kusimama na sisi tuondoe William Ruto, wawache kujifikiria. So, even Okiya Omtatah, watu wamekuwa akisema, even behind the curtain, that is a gun for hire. Most of these petitions that tunaona akipeleka, sometimes he's been paid to do that. Of which it is okay, as long as it is working for us Kenyans. But now, his actions, now, hajawahi kusimama na movement. Kila wakati ni hii, na unakuja kututuma tuchukue kura, tunaenda kuchukua kura kwa nani? So please, when we go to these politician spaces, let's know who we are dealing with. Yeah. These spaces tulisema we will be calling who you are. I see now Jabonji dropped because that was the point. Alikuwa anakuja kudrive. But it is better tubaki watano tukitafuta suluhisho kuliko tuje tudanganyane hapa. In these places, si tunakuona 18 when you try to drive agenda of politician ati you know something that is making sense. It's making sense. Kwani kura itaenda wapi? Kura itakimbia ienda wapi? No, we are not attacking Okiya Omtatah, but you are saying he should come out and support the movement na awache mambo ya kutuambia tuchukue sijui kura. Awache mambo ya 2027. Okiya Omtatah should. Kuna jamaa hapa anaitwa Arvin, wanafanya na yeye. We send him clear message here. I have texted him, I have even DM'd Okiya Omtatah, and I always tagged him that let him come out clearly, support the movement, and be at the forefront. Mambo ya election, hawachane nayo kwanza. We have him in mind, of course. Always, you should know that. We have him in mind. But you see now, when he comes to spaces and telling people to take votes, then people will be going and spreading messages that bring confusions. Because he should be number one, championing for revolution.
My sense is that we need everyone in, not we shouldn't fight those that support the movement in any way. I think that there will be different ideas brought by different people. Some will say, let's take votes. Others will say revolution. But I don't think that is right for us to push away anyone who has an idea about what should be done. I think we've got one enemy in this country, or maybe two: parliament and government. Anyone else fighting those two should be our ally, and we should not push them away, right? The ideas might be different, but the bigger
problem,
picture,
Kalia,
the bigger picture.
it comes in that ideas, because when you are saying that we have weight, there is no other way of removing except revolution, and then you are telling us to take votes. Tell me how are we saying that we are on the same page? Because even William Ruto himself, that is what he's preaching, that if you want to win me, wait in 2027, go and take votes and go and vote me out. That is what he's saying. So if you again come here and tell us that let's go and take votes, it's not the same language that you are talking with the same oppressor.
I hear you.
Can you,
I hear you, Fabish. I hear you, Fabish. But I think I think
you think
I mean there's not one way to achieve our goals. There are several ways. First of all, we don't know which one will succeed, right? So I think just having all the ammunitions together is useful for me is the most important. What you need is people you know, right? The path the path might be different, but the goal, if those people are